Okay, so you got a Behmor. What do you do with it? Well, you look around the internet, you'll find lots and lots of choices. Here's how I do it. This is a roast that I found works really, really well for cold brew. This happens to be 227 grams of Honduras from Sweet Maria's. Forgot the exact one, but it's got a really nice taste. We're going to go to just the edge of second crack with this, and here's how I do it. Make sure you clean out the inside before you do a roast. I've had this thing, I think I got maybe 25 roasts in it now, but it's pretty clean inside. Make sure you clean it. You're going to need a dust buster or shop vac or something. And yes, cooling is a problem. I'll show you how I solve that when we get there. Take your chaff tray, always preheat. So just do this, quarter pound, start, and then P5 to go to 100% power for manual. We're going to do this for almost 2 minutes. I'll let that timer go down to 6:45. Okay, we're almost done with our preheat here. Through the magic of video editing, we got there quicker than having to wait the whole time. And forgive me if I stumble through this because I'm going to try and do it with one hand so I can keep filming. This may or may not work. See, nice and glowy in there. It's going to get nice and hot. That's good. We want to heat all the insides. There we go. Okay, so you just hit stop. This actually isn't too hot. You can grab this pretty easily. If you got sensitive hands, grab yourself an UGG glove. Okay, this goes in, which isn't too hard to do, one-handed. All right, make sure it's set. Give it a little wiggle so it catches. Chaff tray back in, and then half pound. Start P5. Go. And start your timer on there. I use an external timer because I want to be able to actually see, the real time. This counts down. I want to be able to count up, and it's easier to not do math in my head. So there's the beans going in there. Now, one thing that's very hard to see on all of these videos on the internet is that because that back is so orange from the quartz heaters, this looks nothing like what it is in real life. It's actually quite visible in there with the light on. You can see the beans in a fairly realistic color, so you can get all the stages as they're going. We're going to leave this for 5 minutes. Be back then. Alright, we're approaching 5 minutes. The beans are actually, it's hard for you to see because of the orangeness that I mentioned, but they're actually getting close to dry. They're starting to lose that green, almost get a yellow color to them. And you'll notice when I started this, I did hit that P5 button, so I'm in manual mode. I don't roast with their programs. I have a program of my own that I like to follow. It works well. At 5 minutes here, since we are in manual mode, we are going to speed the drum up, and we're going to go to 75% power. So, 5 minutes, we're going to go to fast drum, and then we're going to go to 75% power. We're going to leave this here like this until first crack, which is going to happen somewhere around 10 minutes. I like to get first crack, depending on the profile I'm using, well, in this case, between 9 and 10. There's another profile I like where I like to hit first crack between 11 and 12. But with this manual mode and this batch size, you can do that. You do have to check your line voltage. Your mileage may vary, as you've seen in multiple different things. If your line voltage doesn't support it, you may have to play some tricks. I am fortunate that my line voltage is okay. So we'll be back at first crack. And no video of Behmor would be complete without this little guy. This is the unattended mode. Just hit start, otherwise your roast goes bye-bye. It is what it is. I've talked with Joe Beam about it. Lots of people have talked with him about it. It's an insurance thing. Deal with it. You're roasting in manual mode anyway. You're going to be sitting right here. Yeah, it is what it is. Just don't walk away. So we're at 9 minutes 30 seconds, and first crack's probably, I don't know, about less than a minute away, I would guess. It's hard to see them, but they're nice and brown in there. They're very even. And here we go, first crack is the first one. So what we're going to do, it's right on about 10 minutes too. So as soon as we feel it rolling, which is about here, we're going to run down to 75% and go to 50% power. So that's 10 minutes and 15 seconds. It's a nice rolling second crack, you can hear it. Alright, so we're going to run this until about right the end of second crack, right about there. We're going to leave it at 50% power, and then at 12 minutes, or 11:45 actually, which is right about now, we just had a good thing. I'm going to add a couple of chunks of time here because I'm going to need it. So we're going to run this right to the edge of second crack. So what that means is literally as fast as I can stop it cooling when it hits second crack. But we're going to have to add a little more heat to get there. We get a nice long draw out here in between first and second. Okay, so at 11:45, we're going to go back to 75% heat. Okay, there we go. 75% heat. I'm going to show you my cooling solution here in a sec. Okay, here's the cooling solution, waiting for my first inklings of second crack. I went out and bought myself some screen material and some strip magnets, and I cut it to fit. It's a little bit sloppy, but it works. Keep this side off a bit so I can open the door. And what I'm going to do is hit cool as soon as I can. As soon as I hear it go into second crack, which should be pretty quick here, I think. Should be at about 12:55. Oh, they're going right there. So cool right now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the door, turn on it. Here is another shot of it cooling. Rolling around in there. Fan's pretty much done. Everything in there is cool. We're just basically letting the machine do its thing. This has a secondary benefit, which it actually does shake a bunch of the chaff off the beans in there, which is nice. But we'll have to do a little more shaking when we take it out. Alright, cooling is done, so all we do is take our little magnets off here. Can shake that out a bit. Pull the chaff tray. You can see we got a little bit down here, not too bad. Most of it's up in here. Reach in, pull this out. And there's quite a bit of chaff still in here, so you can actually see the last batch that was in the sink right there. I like to give this a good shake. I hold the cap on here on this side, just give it a good shake, get what didn't come out from rolling around. And again, one hand makes this a little difficult, but we give it a good shake out there, and then we get to pop this open, and there is our roast. It is significantly darker right there. Let's see if I can find better light for this, because it isn't that dark actually. There we go, it's better. There you go, that's right at the edge of second crack, a half pound of Honduras in the Behmor 1600 Plus. Thanks for watching and enjoy.